So Hypäkon is a convention in Finland, Hyvinkää, that's actually been held since 2012. And it's a free convention. And for the last couple of years, they have also partnered with Hellacon, the Finnish or Helsinki Lolita convention. And together they have partnered up to make Hella Market and Hella Market's Lolita program. So I saw the wonderful program and I really love Lolita events, and they're quite a bit rarer than just anime or Japanese pop culture events. So I really wanted to go. And thankfully my friend agreed to go with me, so we went for one day only on Sunday, and I'm very grateful that he came with me. So we got to Hella Market, which was in the Hyvinkää. It was a separate building. Hypäkon is the sort of event where there are loads of different buildings and loads of different areas. So it's almost like around the city. They're quite close, but still. So Hella Market is the sort of market where they have different local brands, and this time they also had the Latvian brand Eat Me Ink Me, but they also have people selling their used clothes that they no longer need. So it's also a flea market where people can sell their own clothes, and people can also sell their own arts and crafts and things, but there are also local and nearby Lolita brands there that have their own shops. Here you can see Ilves and their work, which was wonderful, and I bought one of the rings. So there was lots of wonderful, beautiful shopping to do. There were also some lectures at the beginning of the day. There was a lecture about how to wash your Lolita clothing. We didn't quite make it to that one, and I wasn't too upset because I think I have most of the knowledge when it comes to how to wash my clothes myself. I never bring my Lolita stuff to the dry cleaners, and there was lots of stuff. I'm really bad at making decisions. I did really like this Usakumiya ice cream print. I've wanted an Usakumiya print for a long time, but also it was kind of expensive, and I'm trying not to spend too much money because my income right now isn't the greatest. There was also this lovely seller who sells stuff with her mother that had done most of these wonderful things that you can see here. My friend is a much better decision maker than I am, and he was a very good influence on me in this regard, so I'm very thankful. And I also filmed some of the stuff he bought because he was okay with it, so you can see the beautiful stuff that he got. The Hella Market also had a fashion show and another lecture we were interested in, but there was quite a bit of time, so we decided to check out the overall sales area. This is the only other part of Hypäkon that we checked out. The sales area was huge. We spent over an hour there, and I feel like we went at a very reasonable pace, so there was a lot to see there. There was Talking to Myself, which is one of my favorite brands. I was actually kind of surprised that Talking to Myself decided to be in the main sales area, because I feel like Talking to Myself would have been the perfect brand for Hella Market as well. But maybe the sales are better because Talking to Myself doesn't just have to appeal to Lolitas and J-fashion friends. It's a brand that does jewelry, and lots of people like jewelry. They were in the main sales area, and I was very happy to see them because for a moment I worried that they might not be there. They're usually at most Finnish conventions. But there were loads of other artists as well. In this sales area, large shops were together with little artists and independent artists, so there was lots and lots to see. Classical stuff like figures that you see at every sales area ever, and also stuff like Artist Alley. Then we went to see the fashion show. The special guest for Hella Market this year was Eat Me Ink Me. She is a Latvian designer. You've definitely seen her in some of my other videos if you watched all of my Lolita content. She sponsored one of the tea parties I had. She has been a HelloCon regular as well. I think her brand is so amazing and so inspirational. I honestly can't wrap my head around the fact that she does everything in her brand by herself on her own, because the quality of her garments and the quality of her whole brand visually and marketing wise and everything is so high. It doesn't feel at all like something that you could do on your own, and I think it's so amazing. I spoke with her after the fashion show, and she said that this was the first collection that she felt was really coherent and told the story, and that all of the looks in this collection are inspired by different time periods, and there's a sort of timeline with this collection. I'm also really impressed with the models. I'm sure everyone must have practiced and had several practice rounds because it just looked so amazing. The models were so confident but also whimsical. I feel like with the traditional fashion shows, often models are very serious. But I like when in Lolita fashion shows models clearly have fun, and I like to see models enjoy their clothing because I feel like that makes you want to buy the clothing and that makes you appreciate the clothing even more. I know that the mentality or philosophy behind models being very invisible almost or being very emotionless is that they don't want to take away from the garments, but I think that models being confident and happy looking and whimsical is something that really adds to the garments and they come alive. And I think the models for this fashion show and the next fashion show that you will see shortly were so confident, and the way they walked was so beautiful and calm and thought out, and I love the poses were fantastic, and I love this sense of whimsy and playfulness. It was absolutely beautiful. I loved loads of the looks. The looks were amazing, but I also want to point out this red look because I think this was my personal favorite. I especially loved that headpiece. We will come back to that headpiece. Spoiler alert, I might have bought the headpiece. The theme of this year's Hella Market was sustainability. So this entire collection stems from sustainability. All of these garments are made from some sort of reused or repurposed fabric. All of them have some elements that have been repurposed. There were a few dresses that were made out of old curtains or tablecloth, and some of the fabric she had gotten from her grandmother, so she had inherited it. And some of the fabrics she had also mended to be able to make these beautiful dresses out of them. The quality of the garments was super high. We got to see them up close later, and they just all look so fantastic and so lovely. So really inspirational. Then there was another small fashion show. This was actually a surprise fashion show. It said in the program that there was gonna be a surprise fashion show, but it didn't say what. And this was actually a Cloudberry Lady's mini collection. Cloudberry Lady also had her fashion show at Hello Market last year, so if you want to check that out, that video is somewhere on my channel. So this was a sort of mini collection or a half collection inspired by strawberries and summer and summertime with strawberries and ice cream. And Cloudberry Lady in general is a very sustainable brand, as is Eat Me Ink Me, so this sustainability theme came very naturally for them. And these dresses were also really sustainable. They were made from dead stock fabrics or reused fabrics, and some of them were made from newer fabrics as well, but there was always some element that was being reused or some element of sustainability. A beautiful collection. Also, can we talk about the choreography of Cloudberry Lady's fashion show as well? It's so fun. It looks so fun and interesting and unique, and I just loved it. And after both of the fashion shows, the fashion designers would come up on stage along with the models and talk about their creations and talk about their art. And this is how I got a lot of the information that I'm relaying to you in this voiceover. I think my friend Freaky Angel is also uploading a lot of the stuff in full, so if she is, I will link that down in the description below, but she usually does, so I'm pretty sure that she will, or maybe already has. And I'll link the socials and the websites of both of the brands down as well. This is not a sponsored video, but I just love the fashions. I think they're so beautiful, and I love the sustainability and the philosophy and how strong the philosophy behind these brands are, so I think they definitely deserve your support. So after the fashion show, I got to do a little bit of shopping because the fashions from the fashion show went on sale and we wanted to see them, obviously. Cloudberry Lady also had her sales booth at Hello Market. As did Eat Me Ink Me, you could see that booth earlier. And after that, Eat Me Ink Me also had a lecture on repurposing materials and on sustainability tips for people who wanted to make Lolita or clothing from repurposed materials. And this was also a really interesting lecture. I don't personally sew myself, but it was still really interesting to listen, really enjoyable. Again, if there's a full version on YouTube, definitely check it out. I will link it down below. So this was the lecture, and because this was a one-day trip for me, I pretty much had to leave right as the lecture ended. We spoke a little bit with Lauma, the designer of Eat Me Ink Me, so maybe this video ends a little bit suddenly, but I'm also gonna show you my shopping, my haul. Came with this gorgeous ring box with a wax seal. And inside you can see the ring. There were loads of different colors, as you could see from the video, but I wanted the purple one because it matches one of my Atelier Perot blouses, and I just really like the color. They also gave all the Hubagon attendees this little bracelet. The event was free, but they did this so that they could keep count on how many people attended. So I think this is actually really clever. Because I'm planning to organize a free event in Estonia soon, I am actually planning something similar. But heading back to my actual purchases, here is my biscuit ring. This is from talking to myself. If you have watched my channel for a long time, then you know how much I love talking to myself, and I feel like I never leave their booth without buying something, and I've had my eye on this biscuit ring for a while, and it was only €4, so of course I got it. Then I managed to snatch this absolutely gorgeous headpiece that was part of the runway show from Eat Me Ink Me. Here's the bag. And here's the headpiece itself. I feel like it looks so much pinker on camera. It's this lovely, deep yet bright red in reality. And the lace is just gorgeous. I'm so happy I was able to snatch this up. I love the little roses in the lace. And I love this type of headpieces because they're very comfortable. They don't try to squish your head the same way a headband does or a head bow. So I absolutely love headpieces like this. And they're also very extra, so it's very easy to just wear one thing and be happy with it and not need anything else extra. So I'm super happy with it, and definitely check out Eat Me Ink Me. I'll link them down below. And then we have this lovely blouse, which, believe it or not, is not actually a Lolita blouse. It's like by a completely mainstream brand, it seems, but it was only €6, so I felt very comfortable getting it, like I wasn't risking anything, and it looks so Lolita like it. This bow really adds to it. I think this is a really lovely sax color that works in Lolita really well. I think the little sleeves with shirring are super cute. And I can't wait to wear it and try it. I haven't actually even tried it on yet, but I'm not worried because it was only €6 and I think I got a good deal either way, and I think it will fit me nicely. And that was the haul. That is the end of the video as well. If you have enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe because I do Lolita content every now and again. And make sure to give this video a like as well. Maybe check out some of my other stuff, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!